had a profound realization while I was meditating the other day, and it's helped me so much in finally giving me the power to overcome my smallest and worst addictions. Welcome to the game of life. Cheers, even though this video is about addiction. Kind of counterintuitive. Today, I will teach you how to play and win the game of addiction. And I believe that this simple tip and insight may be the one thing you need to finally overcome whatever addiction you have once and for all. Whether you're struggling with food, alcohol, an addiction to work, sex, relationships, you name it, this will help you. And especially if you are fighting an addiction to fast food or sugar, like your boy here, this will help you tremendously. I can't get enough of the McDonald's chili cheese fries. Like, I've got a problem, bro. I love chili cheese fries. I love Coca-Cola. Anything with a fast food label on it, your boy is down for the ride, right? I don't know if you've seen that Grand Theft Auto San Andreas mission where Big Smoke is like ordering, I'll have 2 number 9s.
I'll have 2 number 9s, a number 9 large, a number 6 with extra dip.
If I was 300 pounds, that would probably be me because I absolutely love and crave sugar. And if you are fighting with an addiction to food, you'll know firsthand how hard it is to really get under control because food is everywhere. We eat food on a daily basis, multiple times a day. And so this particular addiction becomes extremely insidious and difficult to kick. Something very, very strange happened to me, and it's changed my mindset ever since. I was doing a meditation that was particularly focused on feeling my inner body, really feeling the energy and the aliveness of being alive. Now, at the same time of doing this meditation, I was craving sugar, right? I was feeling ravenous that day. I'd probably been 5 days into my newest sugar cleanse, and while I was meditating, all I could think about was McDonald's, burgers, chips, all that terrible stuff, right? It was literally replaying on my mind in a loop. But this was a good thing, because it actually led me to asking an incredibly important and life-changing question during that meditation. I simply asked myself, where do I feel these cravings, these sensations for sugar? And particularly, where do I feel them inside my body? And then this led me to asking the question, well, what are sugar cravings really? Like, what even is a sugar craving? How does it feel? And then it just hit me. Interestingly enough, when I became totally present and focused on feeling my inner body, no matter how hard I tried, I could not locate the place in my body where these sugar cravings were coming from. And chances are, you probably can't either. And as though I just cast a magic spell over myself by asking this simple question and looking for that craving, really finding the source of that sugar craving within me, it's like the craving just magically vanished. It just went away, and I felt at peace because I had just made the simple realization that the cravings were not inside my body. They were inside my mind. This sounds dumb, right? I know it sounds stupid as hell, and you're thinking, well, so what? If they're in your mind, they still exist, right? But hear me out for a second, because once you realize just how profound this understanding of a craving is, you start to see that this feeling, the sensation, it firstly doesn't really even exist, and secondly, it shouldn't really have that much of a hold on you once you wake up to the illusion that the craving is fully mental. Because sure, right, we all feel the sensations of being hungry at times. Our stomach growls, we feel a little bit like kind of tired and grouchy. We kind of feel this need to put sustenance in our body, but that's the difference. When you need to put sustenance in your body, when your body is actually hungry and requires good, nutritious, healthy food to sustain you, it sends you signals. Your body will kind of get you into action, get you into drive in order for you to go and find some food that sustains you in a good way. These are all totally natural feelings that we are supposed to experience as sensations. But I realized in that moment that when I got very curious about the source of these cravings, where they originated from, I suddenly realized that there is a massive difference between feeling hungry and having a sugar craving. And that's when I realized that the cravings for sugar and pretty much any addiction only happen when I think about them. It's literally a mind trick. It's literally dopamine spiking in your system that makes you think and believe that you need that hit of your sugar, of your drug, of your alcohol whatever it is. But it only happens when I am specifically and mentally focused on that drug of choice. It only happens when I think about the McDonald's fries. Even now, as I think about it, I can feel that weird kind of need to indulge in that fast food. But it's only when I think about it that it happens. When I'm fully present in my body and I'm curious about how I feel, I can't find a sugar craving. I can't tell you that I'm feeling a craving in my stomach, in my hands, in my chest, in my shoulders. I can't pinpoint it. It doesn't exist. You see what I'm getting at with this? As I'm present, as I'm in a flow state, doing things I love, living my life, these cravings aren't there. They disappear. And that's the beauty of this realization. And you, as a spiritual practitioner, know very well that most spiritual teachers preach the message of coming back to the present moment, coming back to living in the now, as this is the answer to ultimate peace and ultimate enlightenment. I dare you to say that fast 5 times. Ultimate enlightenment, ultimate enlightenment, ultimate. That's odd. Why do you think that most adverts on the highway are bloody food adverts or clothing adverts or alcohol brands? The advertisers know for a fact that when you see something you want, it puts it in your brain as a mental image, and that is what causes you to crave that substance. And now that you have a mental image of this craving in your mind, seriously, close your eyes, go back into your body and ask yourself, where do I feel this craving? Literally try to locate it for me, find it in your body, and then if you do find something, please share it in the comments. Maybe we are missing a little bit of insight into this concept, but I'm telling you now, find the craving, find the sensation in your body. And if it's not a sensation that physically drives you to do something, it's not animating your body, making you want to go and do something, right? If it's not in control of you, then what is? What is making you indulge in the bad habit that you know deep down in your soul you want to finally get rid of? And you know what? Fine. Let me play devil's advocate here. And let's say you do find this sensation. Let's say you do feel, as many alcoholics will say, they have withdrawal symptoms, right? They get sweats and they feel agitated. Let's honor that and let's assume you do have these massively driving sensations forcing you to want to go and indulge in your substance. I challenge you today to sit down for 5 minutes and simply watch those sensations. Simply sit down in a chair and feel whatever's going on in your body. But instead of fighting that sensation, instead of resisting it and pushing it down and away from you, why don't you try something a little bit different? Why not sit there for that 5 minutes and fully allow those feelings to come up and exist inside your body? Literally welcome them through the door. Let these sensations flow over you and take over your body. Just allow them to exist and really get curious, right? Really feel that energy that's inside your body. Sit there with that for 5 minutes and notice how you feel when that 5 minutes is over. Did the sensations get stronger, or did they naturally start to ebb and flow and fade away as you allowed them to arise and to leave? You, like many others, may realize during this practice that once you fully embrace that sensation and you allow it to consume you and to fill your body without resistance, you realize that that sensation naturally rises, and then just as it naturally came up, it naturally fades away and it loses its grip and power over you. This tends to happen when you fully allow and observe the sensations in your body. You'll notice that they no longer have that kind of power over you. Therefore, the secret to loosening your grip on addiction is twofold. Firstly, every time you experience a craving for anything that you want and you know is bad for you, close your eyes if possible, get calm, and look for the sensation of that emotion inside your body. Try to locate it. And then as you do that, realize that firstly, that sensation may not exist. And secondly, if you can't locate it, how is it holding power over you? And secondly, as the gurus would say, keep on returning to the present moment. Every time you are thinking about an addiction, a fast food, a drug, a drink, realize that you are probably thinking too damn much and you have too much time to think. Let this become your spiritual practice in grounding you again. Every time you have that thought of an addiction, realize, I'm gone. I'm back in the mind stuff. I'm back in the illusion, right? Realize that, come back to the present moment and go on about your life. Get involved in a healthy sport, go on a walk, talk to a friend, right? Get cracking on that important project and that goal you have, right? Do something and get moving in the present moment. Just become present again to the moment and realize that when you're out of your mind, and the more often you can escape these mental patterns that imprison you, the more often you will be free from these addictions that you feel are unavoidable. Because when your mind is quiet and you exist in a flow state, there is no more expectation of this moment, this current present reality, to be any different than it already is. You don't feel the need to pick up a bottle to change the world. You don't need to have some food to comfort you. You realize that the acceptance of the now is enough. Use the addiction as your spiritual practice to remind you to return to the only moment that ever matters and will ever matter, and the only moment that'll ever make you truly happy. This present moment. Because you've watched this far and you probably are a sugar monkey like me, I'll give you a little pro tip that's also been a very amazing mental shift for me when it comes to specifically dealing with fast food and sugar cravings. Realize the simple fact that every time you indulge in a treat, every time you have that burger or that sweet, whatever it is, you are literally enjoying yourself for 5 to 10 minutes max. It's literally 10 minutes of mouth pleasure, right? And that 10 minutes of mouth pleasure, especially if you are a gym freak, especially if you are trying to get healthy again, lose weight, whatever health-related goal you may have, right? Ask yourself, is 10 minutes of quick little mouth dopamine pleasure not even enjoyment? Like, it's not even fun to eat. If you really think about it, there are so many other things you could be doing that are much more fun and last a hell of a lot longer. You could be out on a hike, you could go meet friends, that lasts you hours. You could binge watch series, for goodness sakes. That lasts longer than fast food. So ask yourself, is that 10 minutes of pleasure really worth wasting hours and days and weeks of working hard in the gym, of dieting, of getting healthy, of getting my health in check? Are those 10 minutes really that important for my happiness? And is it worth sacrificing all that time for 10 minutes of simple mouth dopamine? You decide. If you're still learning about this whole presence and mindfulness thing, and if enlightenment sounds like this massively complex problem that you'll never understand or achieve, you are not alone, my friend. In an attempt to solve this problem and make this whole grandiose concept of enlightenment a hell of a lot simpler and more practical, I recently made a video that debunks this whole myth of spiritual enlightenment. It breaks apart this crazily complex concept so that you can finally enjoy living in the present moment and start to feel that peace that you so desperately want in your own life. And so if you want to learn how this is done, check out this video right now. And if all else fails, ask yourself, if life was a game, how would I play?